All right, all right. Recording now. What are you going to do when my Volomaniacs run wild all over you? I don't have any Volomaniacs, actually. But I've gotten some progress done. If you look at my page here, surprisingly or not surprisingly, just faking in some extra stuff. I decided I didn't like this line. I was looking at it today. And like it's meant to be a fold, but I don't think it really works. Anyways, I've gotten 2/3 of the page done. Let's see where we are. How about like that? So let me, I probably could do lots more detail and stuff, and I've got to do the tone still. This is an upshot on Alcabets. What he sees is that he makes this line, and I know it's awkwardly worded. Anyone who knows me would never be so foolish to send me a package that I would not dispel first. And what it turns out is the counterspell. No, the dispel was countered and it activates the trap. So it's actually someone who knows him really well. Which I think he might realize at this point. So we have this upshot of, let me make sure I'm doing not the right pen. It's not the one I wanted. Let me fix that. That's an inker. Actually, that line was probably okay. The one line I erased was the one line I liked. Let's just do the whole thing over. All right. See, what I want is I like the imperfections in this brush, and then I also like the ability to do sort of thick to thin lines. There we go. Anyway, today is Monday. It is now 2:36. I just got home from work. Went to work really early. Too early. Too early. I think it should be like right here. I'm looking at these lines here. This clasp is going to be the death of me here. Which direction does it close from? It closes right to left. It goes under the cloth. And then it goes over the ring. There we go. And then the fold for the cloth that's too close to the edge, right? So now we got that. Okay. Now the opacity of this fountain pen brush is not great, so you have to keep going over it unless you do it in kind of in one swoop, and then it matters slightly less. But it's like once I flood fill this, oof, you can still see that outline. Now, where's the flaw? It's got one. Oh, there it is. Let's try it again. My theory on why this does this is because the pressure sensitivity is doing double duty. Your pressure is creating the intensity of the opacity, and it's also doing the thick to thin, so changing the line weight. Does a little bit of both. Okay. I started doing more sketching with um, colored pencil. I really felt like those lines. They look a little bit too much like hair. I was hoping for some dramatic underlighting. I don't know if that's going to work. Well, anyways, I started doing colored pencil sketching in my sketchbook last night, and I really like the effect. And I'm just like sketching with like an orange pencil or something. I did some in blue. And it's not actually colored pencil, it's just like as if you were using a pencil. And I don't know why I like it really, but I think it kind of has a little bit of the commitment of like if you were doing an ink, but it's not as hard. Um, okay. Now, the energy effect of the magical trap, it's exploding runes from the page of the Book of Ruin that's been torn out. Oops, I didn't like that one. Well, I was almost there. I want to leave a little bit of a. There we go. Like so. Oops. I'm wondering if I should put a sound effect down here, like a hiss, which becomes a crackle here by the next page. I think this is page 8. We get to the full explosion. So let's do like a little hiss. And let's just remind ourselves that tones are going to be in this image at some point. So when you have something like this type of scene, I don't know how to describe it really. Um, we're showing that this is a world where, magic has a kind of scientific reality where it can be examined and analyzed and even forensically manipulated. So this is a world building page of a sort. Recognizing my dispel and countering, right? So it's, so we understand that it's operating on some kind of principle. When the bubbles, okay, A, it's recognizing my dispel and countering. Stop. What's it doing? I'm just trying to move. I'm trying to move this. There we go. There we go. What I'm trying to do is get it closer to the panel border. The way I like to do um, my let me make sure I got the right thing. The way I like to do my speech bubbles is you want to use the panel border as part of your border. And if you do that, they'll always come out right. This might seem pretty elementary. You're thinking, what? What's so hard about speech bubbles? They're actually very hard. To get the shape right, to put enough air in them, not to put too much air, not to stack the words wrong, etc. Okay. Make sure to go back to the other one. The other thing, which I've somewhat failed to do on this page, is I want to use more dark black areas. One thing I could do is I could do this whole background of this in black, like leaving that as the curtain. But just doing everything here. Because I've got the underside of the hat. Let me show you what's missing here. There we go. And then I've got, this is the scrap of the book. And he has the, oops, line, my dispel must have activated them. I almost want to say it's the book. Divine Glyphs of Retribution. They're very special glyphs. These are, this is, the Book of Ruin is so powerful that it can create and destroy. It's actually the Book of Creation and Destruction. That's why it's called the Book of Ruin. It can create whole worlds. So even a scrap of paper from it with just a few words is enough to create a massive explosion. Powerful enough to defeat this arch wizard. And it's, I want to make it sure it's glowing. These sort of tight scallops are part of the glowing effect, but then we're gonna glow it even harder with the energy effects as it's activating. Oh, and for this sound effect, let's try Rusty Nib 6. I don't know if it'll work. It can go pretty far on that, huh? That's pretty bad for a sound effect. All right, we'll have to work out what we're gonna do with the sound effect. Let's just draw the background for right now. I'm gonna use that smooth natural or the syrup pen, or even the fountain pen. What I'm trying to show is the package is disintegrating, bursting into flames to reveal the contents of what's inside. Don't worry about the words. And then we also have sort of these like something like that, so that we know that it's the package doing this. It's whatever's in the package doing this. I think we're going to have enough kind of extra information in the following page as the explosion takes place, or after the explosion takes place, that readers will understand exactly what happened, although they may not initially understand why it's taking place, but that's what the rest of the story will be about. Okay. This is meant to be our our incident that kind of launches the main characters. Like if you were to look at Watchmen, the moment that comedian was thrown out of a window, that's when you kind of understand what the stakes are. And that's the same thing here. All right. Got to work out the sound effect. My best bet is to do it on its own level layer. And let's do it with syrup nib. Am I on the new layer? Oops. I'm going to be very careful to keep the words letters separate. I don't like that K. What's wrong with that K? Okay. Now let's warp it. We're going to pinch it in the middle. And then we're going to bring it down in size a little bit. Okay, once we have that, reduce it. Here we go. Layer 2, I just want to erase anything that's in the way. Ink. All right, come here, you. Am I in the right place? Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I think I need another layer because it's going to interfere with that over there. So let's do a something like that. And now we're going to switch back to the technical pen. We want nice smooth lines for our sound effect. Well, I don't like that. I want crackle, not grackle. So let's try this again. Something like that. I'm going to put white inside. Hey, wait. Palette. Hey, what? Oh, I see why. Okay. So if you don't have Procreate, any digital program you could use to do this, this trick where you make the letters and then kind of warp them. But even if not, you could still do it with just tracing paper. You might have to warp it on your own, but this is a Joe Kubert trick. Inverting the oof. Come on now. All right, let's do fill-ins. The reason we do fill-ins is so that we can make sure that any of the things on the previous layer, whoops, are unaffected. All right. Okay. What happened? Oh, I see what happened. Okay, let's get back to black. Boom. And I can get rid of this layer now. Delete. And there's still a layer. I think it's called layer 10. There it is. So that we can do our focus lines. That's what those are called. I'm going to do them in groups of 3 this time. Oops. Ooh. What over here? That one's seems a little bit out of sync. Well, that's looking pretty good. Driving Saturday was awesome this weekend. Planning my next one already. We looked at line and wash techniques. There's a really good quote by Windblock was on, and he said, "I don't buy no new comics." I'm like, me neither. So right. And in this case, I actually had bought, um, coincidentally enough, some of the Before Watchmen series from 2013. You might not call that a new comic. It's only 15 years old, but it seems like a new comic to me. Like that's too recent for me. And I only bought it because I wanted to study Darwin Cook, and which I'm continuing on my journey of doing. Well, I want to learn his sort of graphic design tricks. Quite like him, and he's very stylish guy. Also, I feel the same about Frank Espinosa, the guy who did Rocketo, um, which is an incredible and mostly unknown comic. Like nobody knows Rocketo that well. Which I love the look of Rocketo. The story to me is incomprehensible. I don't. It makes no sense. All right, hang on. All right, let's pull off the pencils. I want to make sure that it seems clear that this is the box bursting into. I need to have don't have a great perspective on the box, but we're gonna throw some tones on there that I think, and then the ultimate would just be okay. TO:ALKAB. Everyone will see the they'll see that it's the package. All right. I don't want any confusion there. I know my perspective is off, but of course it's burning too. My original idea for this became too hard to draw. I was trying to make it into an origami. It was going to be like an origami swan that unfolds. Too hard to draw. That's Wouldn't that have been cool? All right, now how do we separate out this um, sound effect? Got to halo it out a little bit. I think that does it right there. All right, and then finally, bubbles. Got to have bubbles. Technical pen. All right, because this is an alarmed speech bubble. I don't know if I'm going to use. Yeah, I'll still use the panel border. I think I'm too thick on it. Okay. Something like that. And I'm wondering where to aim the speech bubbles. I could aim them to the left. Or I could link them. That'll do it. And then I can aim them both to the left that way. All of this stuff is important to figure out. Now I'm looking at this stuff. What is all this trash that I've left here? Oh, I see what it is. Okay. All right, let's go back to the bubbles layer. We gotta link them. Now let's just pray for rain. Here we go. Didn't quite work. Okay, what's missing? Where's the hole? Must be right there. Okay. So what we can do is we'll take ink, de-opaque it for a second. Let's fix the problems. Same problem. Where's the problem? I think it's right. Could be right over there. Oh, it's definitely right here. Possibly over here. Okay, that one worked. All right. And we just gotta bring back the ink layer. There we go. And we're done. We just have to, at this point, well, I have to aim the speech bubble. Let's fix that. There's more room on this side, so we're going to aim it left. Let's see what else is kind of screwed up. Well, the rest of this is looking okay. Nothing's perfect, of course. The next thing I have to do is tones, which we have to make sure that our tones don't overwhelm anything, make anything too confusing. I wonder if I didn't make this tail very big. Let's make that tail a little bit bigger. That's a pretty obvious tail, right? We went big. All right, let's go large. All right, there we go. Please like, follow, subscribe, and tune in tomorrow for more. We'll probably do the tones either tonight or tomorrow on the video. I do not have a page 9 yet ready. Let's tile this page 8. There's page 9. You can see a blank slate. Tabula rasa. Tabula blanca. So we'll either draw it tomorrow or draw it tonight, or at least get some roughs in. Talk to you later.